guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So just here again with that huge scrap pile. So you may have seen my other videos where we've made a few things with the you know, the children's books. So I thought let's, you know, do something a bit different, because otherwise it's just going to be boring for you guys to just be watching the same old thing. So I'm just going to separate out some of my bits and bobs. I haven't really got a plan today of what we're going to make. That seems to be a bit of a theme, because obviously, you know, it's hard to actually plan when you're going through what you've actually got, or not, sorry, not necessarily going through what you've got, but just randomly sort of picking out a whole bunch of stuff. So what I have got here is I've got one of those, you know, collage boards that I've done before, a master board. So we could make some pieces with this. We could also make another couple of collage boards, obviously using some of these pieces, because that will use up, you know, a fair amount of scraps. So I might do one with this, and oops, that's vellum, so that's not really ideal. Just seeing what else would go quite nice. Maybe incorporate some of that yellow that we had before. Sorry, I've moved the scraps kind of onto my lap because I thought that would be better to have them out of the way. I've got that one, so I think I'll definitely use some of that. And oh, let me just go through what else I've got. I've got some of that plain green. That's my food colouring one. I've got this. Right, let's just keep a few of those to the side. And then what I can also do is obviously use one of these A4 sheets as well to use as the back of my masterboard. So that's going to hopefully eliminate quite a bit from my pile of stuff here. Oops, I'm just balancing it precariously behind me, so it may suddenly slip off, who knows. Right, so we're just going to literally, you know, get gluing around. So let me pull my glue in. Okay. Yeah, so let's try and use up quite a bit of this type of stuff, because this, you know, I've had this for the longest time. Now, personally, I don't really like this particular arrangement, this flower thing here. So I probably won't even bother, you know, using that. So I'm just going to tear some bits randomly from here. Hopefully the bits with some little floral details. So, like that. I mean, actually, this is pretty plain, most of this page. So, there's not a great deal here that I'm overly wanting to use, but I'll just, you know, just use a few bits. So I might actually, I know, really wasteful, but I might even bin that. Can I bring myself to? That's the point. I'm gonna just put it to the side for a bit, just in case I can't bring myself to. Oh, ridiculous. Ridiculous, I know. Right, so now I'm going to just do the same with this. Now, I do really like this paper, so I'm going to kind of hoard this, because we might use that somewhere else. Oh, I mean, no wonder I have all these scraps everywhere, because even now doing a scrap buster, I can't bring myself to use them. Honestly, what is that about? Let's scrap bust, but avoid using them where we can. Honestly, ridiculous. So I'm just going to again, tear some bits. I just find this, you know, saves a bit of time in a minute. So if I've got some bits here ready torn, just tear that down, trying to get rid of that white part of the paper, because I'm not so keen on that. Right, okay. And then this one, this is some double-sided scrap paper, but I'm going to use this ivory side because I think this would be really nice mixed in here as well. So again, just tear that down a bit there. Don't know whether I'm going to use any of that, so I'll pop that to one side. But I probably would like to use some of this invoicey piece. So again, that bit there. Might want to, you know, I might want to get some, what's the word that I'm hunting for? Sheet music or book page in a minute as well. But, you know, we'll just make a start with this and see how we get on. And I mean, obviously these are using scrapbook papers, you know, predominantly. So, you know, there won't be any sort of ability to scan these or anything, but, you know, that's fine. Okay. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope if this has spurred you on to, you know, do some scrap busting of your own, I hope it's working out for you. I mean, it's always a slow process, I think, when you're whittling stuff down. You know, when YouTube kind of comes up and does these suggested videos. So a couple of weeks ago, it had done this suggested video of somebody I hadn't watched before, and I can't remember now who it was, but, you know, somebody, you know, quite a big sort of crafter, but she does like other crafts, I think, paper crafting, but, you know, more scrapbooking and I don't know, card making and mixed media. She does lots of mixed media, which, you know, I don't necessarily really do. And she had this scrap busting video, which was, you know, how it came up on my oh, what is the word that I'm struggling to find? You know, recommended videos. So I thought, oh, I'll just watch that. Well, obviously it was quite an old video, so, you know, that accounts for some of it, because obviously what was fashionable a couple of years ago in terms of paper crafting isn't necessarily now, and vice versa. But this lady, I mean, she had the most phenomenal collection of stamps, and she was very ruthless in her decision making. I had to really, you know, admire her decision making, because she was not hanging around. But I mean, it just goes to show, because she had loads and loads of trays of, or not trays, but, you know, tubs of stamps. And she was really, you know, going for it and whittling it down. But it just goes to show the different sort of styles that we all have and the different tastes that we all have. Because everything that she was like, no, 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 you know, and put into one side to be binned, were all the ones that I was like, oh no, keep that one, keep that one, keep that one. As I say, this video was quite old, so it was a good 2 or 3 years old, I think. You know, so I mean, yeah, obviously, because I assume she then listed them somewhere and probably sold them, but obviously that was a long time ago, so it wasn't like I could go on and purchase any or anything like that. But oh, it just kind of made me laugh, because I thought, oh, it just goes to show the difference in people's tastes, doesn't it? You know, what she deemed as not her taste, you know, not to her liking, and she was, you know, very decisive and, you know, no, I won't ever use that, won't use that, won't use that, were all the ones that I absolutely loved. And the ones that she actually kept were, you know, not the ones that I would have chosen at all. So, you know, different strokes for different folks, again, isn't it? You know, I mean, which of course, that's what makes the world a more interesting place, isn't it? But it's quite fascinating, I think, what one person chooses to keep as opposed to, you know, what another person chooses to keep. So, yeah, it just made me chuckle a bit, because I thought, oh no, everything that she chose to get rid of was all the stuff that I really liked. Right, just having a look to the side, because I've got a few other bits here. They might be a bit small, and a lot of these are on, annoyingly, they're on, what do you call it, that shiny paper, you know, the photographic paper, which isn't really right for this. So I'm just going to put some book page down in here. I think that must have come up because, you know, I'd done my video on my update on craft organisation. So if you then upload a video with a certain theme, it then thinks that that's what you want to watch, I think. You know, the algorithm. It then says, oh, you know, she's wanting to watch this. So then it obviously suggests more things to do with organising. But yeah, little did it know that, of course, my organising is very limited, and it wasn't going to be, you know, a constant thing. It was just a blip, really, probably. No, I'm joking. I am still working on my organisation, and I know that I keep mentioning those amazing drawers that Mary so kindly sent me. I just literally, oh, I love them so much. They are just absolutely awesome. So yeah, really, really, really enjoying those. And they, of course, you know, spurring me on and kind of motivating me to get everywhere really nice and tidy. So, right, just you know, these are just some other scraps that were laying around. So I'm just pulling those in to see whether I might like to have those there. That's quite nice there, isn't it? Don't know what I'm going to have in there. Let me just see what else I've got. Oh, aren't I being naughty, actually? I just realised I had pulled in things from over there, which, of course, that was not the idea, was it? I was supposed to be staying confined to what I have here. So, yeah, I must not do that. Yeah, so I hope that you're all having a good day. Wonder if this is motivating you to do some clearing yourself. I feel like that pile is going to just take forever just to get through one little tiny pile. I said, I'm sure in the last video, I think it was, that I'd heard Pam at the Paper Outpost, and she said something about, you know, crafting her way out of her mess. And I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to craft my way out of my mess. Oh my gosh, I mean, talk about a long process that's going to be. I cannot begin to imagine how long that's going to take. So, I mean, this is obviously a start, you know, slow and steady wins the race and all that. But yeah, I wonder how long is a reasonable amount of time to allow to crafting your way out of the mess. You know, before it just becomes ridiculous and it's like, this is so time inefficient that actually I need to just take some of this stuff, you know, and donate it. Probably really not that long, does it? But I mean, it's not just about that, is it? I mean, it's also about having fun. And to be honest, you know, picking random things and random, you know, items and stuff, you know, that's what kind of makes creativity flow, isn't it? Because, you know, working or thinking outside the box, you know, picking up things that you wouldn't ordinarily have used, or, you know, things that you'd long since forgotten, you know, sometimes that's when your most interesting pieces come about, isn't it? So yeah, it's not just about, oh, you know, how much time am I wasting doing this, but also, you know, if you're having a nice time, then that's still okay, isn't it? Right, I'm getting stuck on my desk. Yeah, so, you know, as long as you're having a good time, that's probably good enough, isn't it? I think. Oops. Yeah, I thought we'll do a collage masterboard because obviously that's going to use up a fair amount, you know, hopefully reasonably quickly. You know, so we might do like some snippets or something like that as well, because the same reason, you know, that would hopefully be quite an efficient thing to do, wouldn't it? Using up quite a bit in you know, not too long amount of time. I know this is still from that piece that I'd picked up from the desk, but you know, I've used some of it now, so might as well use the rest. Otherwise I'll have another load of piles on the desk left to use. Well, of course I have got more piles left to use on the desk because they're always there, but yeah, might as well get using those, I think. So okie dokie. So I added quite a bit of that cute green lace. If you watch my other video where I had been working with the children's book images, I have used quite a bit of that lovely lace now. The green that I used on the bag, I have used quite a bit of that now on the pieces, and they look so pretty, I must say. Yeah, really pleased with how they turned out. So I'm going to make some more pieces, but I might make them off camera, because sometimes what happens is when I put like a lot of the same project videos up, you know, people obviously get quite bored, and you know, that's absolutely fair enough. But what happens is it starts out where lots of people are really enjoying it, and then you know, the more videos you upload, the less people who are watching. And you know, whilst it's not necessarily about numbers per se, obviously as a creator, you know, and you know, as the person doing the videos and things, it's a little bit, I guess, demoralizing and a bit what's the word, just a bit disappointing really, I suppose. And you know, you begin to then doubt yourself and think, oh, you know, people aren't really enjoying this, and I don't know, I just find that actually, where was I having that? Was I having that there? Yeah, so it's probably better to avoid that, because otherwise I just get into that whole, oh no, what's going on? You know, nobody's enjoying this. And it just sort of, not saying it upsets me, but yeah, definitely causes like that whole self-doubt thing. You know, which of course lots of people have that, don't they? You know, because I mean, I know I've said this before, but I mean, when you upload videos, I mean, obviously you're uploading them with the hopes that people are going to like them. You know, and of course people cannot possibly like everything that you put up. You know, that's just unrealistic, isn't it? But yeah, definitely if there's like a sort of pattern happening where, you know, people are really enjoying the first kind of couple of working on a project and then it tails right off, that's probably a sign to, you know, to stop that project, isn't it? Or stop videoing it. You know, carry on working on it if you've got things to finish, but you know, that's probably a sign there's no point really putting them up. I don't know. But then you do get, you know, all the lovely ladies who say, oh, I'm really enjoying this project. So yeah, it's hard to say really, but I mean, just for me, I think I start then questioning myself and thinking, oh no, nobody's really watching, you know. Yeah, I mean, I do obviously appreciate all the people that do still watch and comment, you know, that's hugely appreciated. But yeah, when numbers are kind of dwindling, I mean, I guess it's like everything, isn't it? You just then get a sense of, oh no, I'm boring people, you know. And then you start thinking, well, it's only a matter of time before those other viewers, you know, switch off as well. So yeah. Anyway, I'm just waffling on really, but yeah, so I will do some other pieces because of course we made that paper bag, and so I will be hopefully doing a complete kit, you know, to sell from those pieces. but I will probably do the other pieces in slower time off camera, is the plan. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, just pop this one down. Oops, it's already stuck. Oh well, there must have been some glue on there somewhere. Let's just stick that down. Oh, it's a lovely day today. Really hot, really sunny, really nice. And it was glorious yesterday. We went to the beach, and we went to a different beach that we normally go to. So it's a like quieter beach just down the road. Well, I say just down the road, it's about 8 miles, I suppose. Oh, let me just... Sorry, I'm just reaching behind me into that pile of scraps, and I had some book page there, so oh, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it, before that whole pile fell on the floor. Right, just got a bit more book page here, so... Oh no, have I glued that together? Look, I'd already started making something obviously with that, and then never actually finished it. Hey, got that. I've got that was just in amongst it, so let me just tear that down. Yeah, we went to the beach and had a lovely time, you know, there. I know it probably seems like that's all we ever do is go to the beach, but I mean the kids really like the beach, and you know, we all really like the beach. And then we came home and had a barbecue, so that was really nice. My eldest son, he cooked the barbecue for everybody, so that was really nice. Very kind of him. Right, I've just got a tiny little space here, like with nothing, but I'm not going to worry about that, because of course when I actually come round to use this, I can, you know, I can cover that up somehow. So let's just pop that down there. And then this one. Yeah, anyway, so it was phenomenally hot, and it actually was hot, you know, during the evening as well, which here in the UK we don't get that many hot evenings really. Occasionally we do, you know, every now and then we do. I'm going to throw this one away. Yep, and this. Oh my gosh, 2 pieces made it to the bin. I mean, you know, might not seem like much, but that's quite a big thing here. So that's one of our masterboards done, and I'm just going to again neaten it up around the back, because that really does help to you know, bring it together. Okay. And then I think what we'll do is use that green food dyed paper. Let me just get these scraps out of the way and show you how it looks. Oops, just trim that little bit down that I missed. Okay, so it looks really nice, doesn't it? I mean, I love those colours, very summery, very pretty. Really looks nice. So what I'm going to do now is, I think, make some clusters on here that hopefully then we can utilise with that page. So perhaps we'll do those Rachel style clusters where she, you know, made them onto the sheet of paper. So again, let me just reach down to my pile. Oh my gosh. Right, just pull in a couple of the pieces. So I obviously have the rest of that lovely, you know, that green that I really like. I have got that vellum, Not sure about that. I was thinking we would just make some envelopes or something with the vellum, but who knows? Oh gosh, hold on. I'm dropping things all over. Got a few bits here. Got this lovely rosebud. Got a couple of flowers here. Okay, so probably keep those. Not sure about that. Right, okay, put those down. I've got here some watercolour painting bits that I did, but they are very big. So they're going to be too big really to use, I think, as the clusters. What else have I got? Right, I've got some of this paper, which we could always, you know, fussy cut some flowers from. Sorry, I'm just literally leaning behind me, sort of to the pile, because it's all over the floor now. It dropped off. I had sort of balanced it on my bag that was behind me, and yeah, it's all now dropped over the floor. I'll just keep those there, those pink flowers. And then we also have these bits. That's not too bad. Maybe that actually as well. Got those birds. Right. Oh, I've actually got more stuff here than I thought when I actually looked through. There's actually a surprising amount of stuff that hopefully, you know, we can create some nice things with. So, right, okay. Let's see. So, and of course, you know, we might need like some sort of focal point or something for our clusters as well. But let's just get started. Sorry, I have this stuff everywhere going on. Right. Oh my gosh, look, didn't realise how much stuff I had actually pulled in just then. A lot. Right. So move that to one side, move that to one side a bit. I mean, I was thinking we would use this. The only thing is, if I use this, obviously I thought we would use them obviously with our masterboard. Might be a bit blendy, but hey, you know, let's just see how we can go. So let's just tear it down here. I'm still hoarding that. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? So I'm just going to tear this bit like that. Okay. I mean, it's not really stash busting, is it, if you continue to hoard it? That's just like, you know, hoard, I don't know, hoard busting or hoard, I don't know, hoard something or other anyway. Can't really think of a word. Right, I have this one, which I'd actually stuck this flower on a really long time ago. Now I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Because I really like that flower. Let's just put that to one side because we might come back to that. So I've got this, which is really great because this is very nice and neutral. So we can have this like kind of tucking out behind a couple of pieces. So perhaps we'll have that there. And then I might do a couple of neutrally pieces on their own on the green. I've made these even bigger than last time. Can't remember how many I fitted on the page last time, but this seems like there's even less room. Honestly, my stuff is like getting to the size of like great big flying saucers or something. Going to just have that because we might want to put that somewhere. And again, let's just tear this bit. I mean, it's really handy to have just some neutral pieces, isn't it? Neutral colours to use. Because I'm trying to just use that stuff from that pile. So, you know, I must be good and not sort of reach round for, I don't know, sheet music or book page that wasn't on the pile. Because that's a bit naughty, isn't it? I know I did do that just now, but, you know, it probably was a bit naughty, really. So I'm sure that I made more than 6 last time, so I'm going to have to get a bit smaller here. Why am I making so few? Why is this like so massive today? I don't know. No idea, but yeah, definitely. Obviously, I've increased the size of my clusters considerably. Okay, well, let's have a tiny one there. Okay. Shall I bin that? I mean, why am I even questioning, shall I bin that? You know, the size of it. The size of it. And then shall I bin it? That's not normal, is it? That's not normal. Right, I have this, which is really pretty. So, oops, let's just take a bit of this. Which, you know, we could layer up like that maybe. Oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Very delicate colours there. Have that, I think. Oh, well, let's just have that there. I'm going to have to get rid of that straight edge because that just looks weird. Weird. Might have to make this smaller, I think. Yeah. Now, again, why am I wanting to hoard this? What is going on? You know, like, why? Why would I even question, shall I keep that? Why? You know, of course you wouldn't keep that. Perhaps we'll have that one that way. That's quite nice. Have that underneath. Shall we just use just this now? And then, well, I'm still not through a whole sheet. Of course, that's still there, but I am at least getting there. Whereas otherwise I'm about to sort of tear into another sheet just to make it more interesting. And then of course I'm not really using much stuff up, so let's just tear that down a bit more. Okay, that's nice, isn't it? And then the final piece is here. Okay, just trying to decide which is the best piece, probably here. I'm going to bin this. You know, I even now feel the need to, like, you know, I don't know, show off that I'm binning it. You know, like, oh wow, look, I've actually binned a piece. What is that about? Right, so I've got these cute little yellow flowers. I don't know how they'll look, but let's just have a look and see. So I'll just cut them out. I think these actually were some that I watercoloured, and these are a scanned in, you know, copy of them. But they might look nice on here. They might not, but they might. So let's just see if they do. Now, unfortunately, for my sort of focal point bits, I'm going to have to pick something out of the pile. Oh, that's pretty on there, isn't it? Right, let's do the other one. I don't like that one, so I'm not even going to keep that one. But I do like this one, so these are like droopy daisies. Well, that was what they were supposed to be anyway. I don't know whether they actually do look like droopy daisies, but they were supposed to be that. Okay. Oops. They're quite pale on this ivory card, so it's quite hard to see where the flower is and where it ends. So that's that. Oh, that's lovely on there. Yeah, I like that on there a lot. Okay, so then it's like, what else are we going to put on there? So I'm just going to have a bit of water, so I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. I tidied up the pile a little bit while I was just quickly having a bit of water. And I also then, these were in the pile. So I'm going to just glue a couple of these bits down now. So then I've, you know, made a start on our pieces. And yeah, I mean, the good news is obviously I dug out those couple of things. So I might not need to pull out as much stuff as I thought from, you know, not from the pile, if you see what I mean. Because of course it would be better to use things from the pile as much as I possibly can, because otherwise I'm going to be making no progress whatsoever. And let's face it, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened than making no progress with regards to a bit of, you know, bit of stash busting. So yeah, I'm just literally, you know, gluing these down a bit. Okay. So yeah, I wonder how everyone else's piles are going, if you are trying to get through any piles, that is. I sometimes, you know, particularly like when I was doing that working on my desk for 7 days, and lots of people saying that they were new to junk journaling, so they didn't really have many scraps yet. Well, I have to say, the scraps build up very quickly. So, yeah, I'm sure it won't be that long before you do have scraps that you can use. Because I think they do, you know, they do grow quickly. Oops. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm loving these delicate colours together. Aren't they gorgeous? And I mean, that's the thing. I would never have, you know, put those papers together to put those colours together. You know, that just wouldn't have really even crossed my mind to do. So that's why I think sometimes when you do projects like these, they just, you know, just so fun, because things come out that really just would not have even entered my head to do. And sometimes that's when you create, like, you know, the nicest things. Well, I'm not saying these are going to be the nicest things, but I mean, certainly colour wise, they're just gorgeous, aren't they? You know, they're looking really, really, really pretty. So I'm loving how they're looking so far. Okay. Right, I haven't stuck those flowers down yet because obviously, you know, I don't know quite yet how it's all going to look. So, right, let's have those like that. So yeah, I found these little bits and pieces here. I mean, they might not really work, but let's have a look. So, I mean, these are the labels from, I think, my blue vintage kit. So what I'm going to do, because to me they don't really go having those people on them, and, you know, having any touch of blue, to me that doesn't really now go. So all I'm going to do is cut them out, see if the actual label goes, and if the label does go, then we could always cover those people up, you know, with a flower or a butterfly or something else. So, but hey, this would be a whole piece of paper then gone. I mean, hardly a piece of paper, is it? It's titchy, but a whole scrap gone. Yeah, I picked up the pile, which had obviously dropped, you know, off of the bag that was behind me, whilst I just had my water, and, you know, quickly sort of shuffled it, sort of stood it up, you know, so it's not all now dropping off. And the pile's huge. The pile is still huge. It looks no different. In fact, it possibly looks worse because it's all sort of rummaged around now. So intrigued to see how long before we actually see some sort of a difference with that pile. I mean, I maybe underestimated when I thought this was going to be a 7-day thing, but you know, like I did with my 7 days working from what's on my desk, really. That really should have been like, you know, 17 days or longer. So it might be another scenario like that. Again, I'm not sure about this little journaling ticket because it's got a blue edge. But we'll just see, you know, if it doesn't really look good. And don't forget, once we ink the pieces up, it may lose that blue edge anyway. So we'll just, you know, we'll just see. So, yeah, let's just have a look. I mean, it doesn't matter if that man's upside down because I'm planning on covering him anyway. So, for instance, if we had him there, we could have that one maybe here. And then this one, yeah, probably better on one of these, to be honest. Right, let's have that there. And then these are from my Mary Mary kit, which there's quite a few little fussy cut flowers. So again, I thought we might be able to just incorporate a couple of the flowers. I actually had thought we might be able to incorporate the bird cage and things like that, but we'll see. So let me just cut this page down. Honestly, I've got so many half-done things. I mean, this is another kit that I've kind of used partially, and then because, you know, when you're doing videos, you're then moving on to other things. I don't really ever quite finish. So, yeah, I've got half-finished pieces with this. So, again, I think something else to revisit, you know, in the not-too-distant future. Get a lot of those half-finished projects done, which would be really, really great because obviously, you know, they're all laying around creating mess, aren't they? So it would be good to just get them out of the way anyway. Okay. Okie dokie. So this might not be quite right because it's yellow. No. So it's going to look all right up here on these bits though. So there's that one. And then this rose, I don't know whether that will go there either, but let's give it a try. You know, it might look okay and it might not, so we'll see. Okey-dokey. Okay. It's not really the right colour, is it? I mean, again, I know this is not something from on my desk, but I had that flower just sat there in the background. Oh, it's quite nice on there, isn't it? I might have to just have it on there because, yeah, I'm kind of drawn to how that looks. It looks really pretty to me. Right, so I'm going to have that. And, of course, you know, let's have some lace. So, oops, again, I'm just going to rummage in my little mess that's on my desk now. And just pull in a bit of lace here. Okay. So we could just have it kind of like that, couldn't we? Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. So I would just glue that with my 3-in-1. Okie dokie. Again, struggling to see which is like supposed to be the right way and the wrong way of that lace, but probably doesn't really matter. Okay, pop that label down like that. And then we'll just have that lovely flower. You know, the purpose of the flower really is just to hide that man, like that. Okay. Okay, so that's, yay, we've done one. Great. Let me just check what the time is, because I did actually remember to make a note of what the time was when I stopped to have some water. It was 34 minutes and now I'm in 11 minutes. So, yeah, okay. So it might be, you know, that I might have to finish these in sort of slow time, and then I will just show you guys how I finish them off. We'll see how we get on. So again, this one, I'm just now going to need to put something over that. Again, let me just see what I've got here. Oh, I also have those. Oh, they're not really the right colour either. I've got that big clock there. That might be too big, but seems a shame to cut into that piece of paper, doesn't it? Just for that clock. Oh, who am I kidding? I mean, this is about trying to use things up, isn't it? Not hang on to things, thinking, oh, that's a shame to cut into that. That's a shame to cut into that piece of paper. Okay. Because, I mean, obviously I've got clocks cut out, you know, and ready to use, but the point is I'm trying to whittle down that pile. And of course, if I then just reach for some of my ready cut things, then I'm not really whittling down that pile at all, am I? No. And that's probably how I got into this mess in the first place. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. So again, just glue that lace down. Okay. Okie dokie, and we'll just pop the clock down. Just like, whoops, like that. Just, oh gosh, now I've got a postage stamp stuck to me. Okay. Right, that I like there. Now, again, I'm pulling other things in, which is a bit cheating, but you know, sometimes needs must, don't they? That's quite nice there, isn't it? Yeah, I might have that there. Again, might just pop a little bit of lace or something. Okie dokie. Yeah, I mean, this was just literally to the side here, so I just thought, oh, that might be just right for there. So that's that, and then we're just looking now for something to put here if we want to have that ticket there. I mean, again, I've got those. They are quite bright. I have got these little blue ones, which I know that's a little bit weird because, you know, I don't really have any blue there. I mean, obviously the ticket is bluish. And who knows, maybe it needs a bit of blue. Let's just cut that one out and see. Okie dokie. You okay, sweetheart? Yeah, yeah? Okay. just see whether we want that there. I mean, I'm not quite sure about that, I've got to be honest. It's not really quite right, is it? What about, I have got these little fabric stamps, which I stamped ages ago. That might be quite nice on there, actually. Might have that on there. Oh, it's another thing off my desk. Okay. Oh, I still don't know what to put over that, and we need to find something for here. So again, let me just go back through and see what we've got. So I've got this bird cage. Let's just have a look at that. I'm thinking the bird cage would look quite good on one of those green ones, actually. Okie dokie. Okay, right. So, thinking it might look quite nice there. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to pop that on there. Do we want a bit of lace? I mean, the lace isn't sort of essential, really, is it? So perhaps I won't put lace down on there. I might just go for this. Oops. And you know what else I haven't used at all? I haven't used any doily. What is going on? What is going on? Okay. This little flower down. Oops. For a minute, I couldn't picture what way that flower needed to really go. Just threw me. Okay. And then we'll just finish off these ones here. So I mean, again, I might be a bit naughty and go for something that's not here. I don't know. Wonder if we could have a watering can on that one. This one might be a bit small. I might have to rethink, but because that flower's ginormous compared to the watering can. Well, does that matter? Doesn't really matter, does it? Okay. Whoops. Let me just see. Oh, that does look cute. Yeah, that does look cute. Now, I always think, you know, if I've got this white space and that bothers me, I'm not great with a craft knife, so what I sometimes do is just like snip into there and then cut around it like that. Oops. And then when I glue that down, that's literally invisible. You can't actually see that I've snipped that at all. I mean, that for me is just an easier way to do it because I'm rubbish with a craft knife. Of course, if you're fine with a craft knife, you know, then you don't need to do that. But yeah, I mean, personally, I would make a bit of a mess of trying to cut that with a craft knife. So for me, I just find that a lot easier. You know, that method for me is much easier. And honestly, once that's glued down, you will not know that we've done that at all. And of course, once we ink that up, it will be even more, you know, disguised and hidden. So just, yeah, works perfectly, I think. Now, might have to have some doily because you know, I can't believe we hadn't had any so far. So let's just maybe here. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Right, okay. Okay, pop that down. And obviously, you know, if you're worried at all, you could ink this up before gluing it down. If you've done that little sort of trick, you know, and you're worried that you're not going to be able to ink it once it's down, if you just ink it up now, hopefully you can see. I mean, that really, you can't tell that we've snipped into those little bits. So for me, that's just the easiest way to do it, because I'm not great, you know, at cutting with a craft knife. But yeah, I mean, you might be much better with a craft knife than me, so but again, I mean, I just think you have to do it in the way that you find suits you, and that you find accessible and easy to do, because you know, the last thing you want to do is be feeling stressed about not being able to do something. So for me, that just, it's just a way of doing it. Okay, so I'm going to just have that lovely yellow flower there. Okay. Right, just 3 to go now. So what are we going to put on these 3? Well, I have some doily here, so I think doily is definitely calling. I can't believe I hadn't used it, actually. Thinking if we had a bit of doily here, we're straight away sort of covering up that blue flower, which is great. And then what are we going to put over there? Oh, what should we have over there? I don't know. I wonder if we could have a bird or something. Oh, I've only really got those, which they're ginormous. I've got that. That's very tiny. Oh, I've got this one actually. No, I'm not really going to be able to fussy cut that out, am I? Shall we have a go? I think it's going to be tricky, but again, because I'm just trying to get rid of those bits of paper, because this is, you know, I've got obviously this kit printed out on better paper. This is just on copy paper from when I was obviously, you know, just creating the kit. So, oh my gosh, how tricky is this? Oh, okay. And again, you know, I mean, hopefully once he's inked up, it will be sort of disguised a little bit, you know, where I've not gone quite so neatly. We'll hopefully disguise it. Now, the only bit that I'm a little bit concerned about is obviously that bit where his legs are. Still got the background colour of the page there, so I'm not sure, you know, whether my little trick with the watering can, whether we might be able to get away with that there as well. We'll see. Right. Oh, he might look okay actually. I thought that was going to just show up like a sore thumb, that green, but actually it looks okay. Oh, actually he looks even better there, doesn't he? Yeah, let's have him there. He looks lovely on that. Okay. So, oh gosh, come on, glue. Oh, why are you mucking about now? Okay. Let's go all around him. Bearing in mind, I mean, he is just copy paper, you know, printed on just copy paper. Okay. Again, I forgot to grab my dry wipe today. I have got some tissue here that, you know, I'm just sort of making use of, but I know that not everybody likes the tissue, so. Okay. Oh, I love that one. That's probably my favourite one, I have to say. It's really cute, isn't it? Right, let's find something now to put on this one. So we've got the ticket there, that there, oops, that there. Might have to just go for something that's actually on my desk instead of from the pile, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, well, let's just try that black watering can, actually. Oops. So we've put the paddling pool up. I mean, when I say paddling pool, I mean, obviously paddling pools, they're sort of bigger now, aren't they? So it's like 8 foot or something, but you know, it's not very deep. It's like probably not even a metre deep, but yeah, it's like 8 foot round. But you just inflate the top. It was just like, I don't know, £25 or something last year from Amazon. Well, very annoyingly, it's got a puncture. We had kept it, you know, well all winter and everything. But I mean, I guess just like these things, you know, it just perishes over time, doesn't it? But annoyingly, it's the same as our paddling pool that we'd had before. And that one we had for years, like about 7 years or something. It really lasted well. Yeah, and this one, for some reason, 1 year. And already it's, you know, not, you know, not, it's got a puncture already. So that's really annoying. So now, trying to fix the puncture. Okay. So again, just sort of eliminate that great big white part from the, you know, where the handle was. So I'll just throw that in the bin. And then we'll just ink this up. Just inking this first because it's probably a bit easier to get to. Okay, so let's just pop that down. Oops, I hadn't glued that ticket down. Look, I forgot that we hadn't even glued that down yet. Okay. I'll just stick the watering can down. Okay. There we go. Just pop that down there. Whoops. Well, sorry about that. That's my son. He suffers from hay fever, so he's obviously now blowing his nose. Okay, right. So I'm not sure whether I would want that flower there or not, to be honest, but well, it does kind of make it nice and colourful. Well, we can always add that later, can't we? So yeah, so I just have this one now to do. Not sure what to pop there. I'm quite liking it being quite neutrally and quite colourless. Now I wonder whether I could just take this, preferably out of its frame, because I need it a lot smaller to obviously go, or maybe just this inner part of the frame, because I need it a lot smaller so it actually fits then onto the cluster. So if we just cut around there like that. Okay, that's quite nice, isn't it? And then let me just move that sort of to the side, and then we could put something there to cover up those flowers. So right, I'm moving those to the pile. Let's get some doily, because again, that would just look good on there, I think. So, oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Okay, that looks really nice. So I'm just going to glue that doily piece down. Like that. Glue this down. again, I probably should have inked this, to be honest, before gluing it down, but never mind. Okay, and then just here, because I want to just cover up those flowers now that are just on that frame. Oh, I've got a little butterfly here, which we could just have that on there. It's not the right colour, that one. Oh, come on, I must have another one somewhere floating around. Oh, here we go. Oh, that looks a good colour, doesn't it, on there? Yep, I'm just going to put that butterfly down there. So just before I do that, I'll just ink up a bit around this frame. Okay. And actually, you can have it like that, because to be honest, that flower now has taken on the appearance of those, so it looks fine. It's just that, you know, for me, there's like a sort of lilac-y mauve colour flower at the bottom. You can't really barely see it, to be honest, but you know, when you know it's there, it will just irritate me. So I'm just going to cover that up, which now I've gone completely over the whole building. Oh well, there we go. Right, so that's my clusters. I mean, again, obviously they're a lot bigger probably than Rachel's, because I don't seem to have managed to fit awfully many on there. So what I'll do is tear them out and ink them all up, but I'll probably do that in slower time now, because again, I am aware, you know, of the time and things. So I hope that you've liked the video, and I hope you'll come back and join me for another one using up that pile of stuff. And yeah, I hope to see you all again soon. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks very much for watching. See you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.